T20 test on one day. India, England, Australia. For a lucky big three-side slayer. What a player. What a player. What a player. Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Baggy greens for long from New South Wales. Is the IPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
Hello and welcome to Waadaplaya, this Sala Cup Kiska TSCK series where we'll review match 21 of IPL 2021 played between Punjab Kings and KKR. KKR has been desperate for points and Punjab Kings were looking to continue their advance on the points table. But it was Morgan's men who managed to record a win in Ahmedabad. Joining me, Sanjay, I have resident experts Akash and Vishak with me. Boys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Hi, Sanjay.
Akash, starting with you, wherever we play, it seems like low-scoring games are the flavor of the season. Be it Chennai, some games in Mumbai, and now in Ahmedabad.
Yeah, this was a fresh pitch, and if we had gone by the India-England series, there was a bit for it for the fast bowlers. So I believe it was the first day pitch. I think that's why it was a bit of swing or movement in there. But I'd still say that the batsmen have to have a good mindset when they go into the power play. I completely don't agree the fact that these guys are trying to protect their wickets for the first 6 overs, not scoring it even 6 runs per over, and then try to go against quality spinners like Narayan and Varun Chakravarti. It doesn't make any sense to me. Your power play is meant to attack the bowlers, put the pressure on the opposition. These guys, many teams for that matter, not just Punjab Kings 11, many teams for that matter are not taking advantage of the power play. There's where they're falling back in the game. Today, precisely, that's the same thing which happened again. Mayank and Rahul just could not take on the bowlers. And then what happened from there was just, a poor batting lineup, falling apart to the good bowling from KKR.
Vishak, pitch on the slower side or just again the same story? No intent at the top, people just batting run a ball and then you end up not getting 140, 150 score?
I don't think it was as bad as the Chennai pitches were. This was at least an 160, 170 pitch. It was the lack of intent which actually caused Punjab Kings. They should have gone a little hard at the top. Then they could have consolidated. No, what happened is they could not go hard at the top, as Akash mentioned, and they tried to take on the quality spinners. That time they just lost a few wickets and they lost the momentum completely. They didn't have the runs at the top also, and their middle order was exposed completely. So, and their middle order is like consists of very inexperienced players like Deepak Hooda, Shah Rukh Khan, and all. And you cannot expect them to perform at that high level. And that was really high pressure facing such high quality bowlers at that point of time. So the top order has to take the responsibility and finish the games off. And at least to give that start up completely at the start.
Comments coming in, Vishak, Akash, don't go after KL Rahul, nothing wrong with him or captaincy, team needs to perform. As Vishak pointed out, does the batting order potentially needs to change? And a question from Ajay about SRK, he looks to be a proper talent. Any chance him going up the order?
He probably should. I mean, if you look at the intent which he shows right from ball one he plays, it's time that they push talent like these ahead of the guys like Moises Henriques or Nicholas Puran. Nicholas Puran, for some reason I'm not sure, is completely out of sorts. Probably time to move him away from the team. Get David Malan in. He's the number one ranked T20 player. Probably he also plays a bit on the slower side at the beginning, but he's got the ability to make it up towards the end. Time for them to move on from Chris Gayle. I'm not sure many people would agree to that. 40 plus, he's a liability on the field, cannot bowl either. And to play one magnificent innings, you can't sacrifice 13 other matches. So it's time for him to move on, get David Malan in, put the likes of Shah Rukh Khan at number 3, number 4, give them the time so that they can build the innings and then do their aggressive bit at the end. Even Rahul, for that matter, I have nothing against him. Personally, he's got a very poor team, very difficult to manage. But from his batting perspective, I think it's time we see the old Rahul. The Rahul we know. glorious strokes across the wicket, around the wicket. Play freely. Let Mayank stand at the other end. He himself seems to be in good nick of late. Let Rahul, take the initiative. Go against the bowlers. Build a score. If you don't bring up a good score in the power play, how are you going to make a good 150? That's what happened today.
Akash, even KKR, they seem to have their own problems on their top order. As Syed has pointed out, top order again failing. If this was 150, this could have been tough. 17 for 3 were they in the power play, KKR.
Absolutely.
Vishak?
I mean, I just
Sorry, Akash, go.
Go ahead, Akash.
I keep getting
Yeah.
confused, Akash and Vishak. So that's the problem, guys. Akash, Vishak, एकदम मेरे confused हो जाता है, तो इसलिए मैं Vishak,
Okay,
you go.
fine. Yeah. So the KKR, I think Gill has not been in good touch throughout this series, but he definitely deserves a longer rope because he's a raw talent, is a very good talent actually. You have seen what he did over the past IPL and even through the Australian series, right? He played pretty well there, and he is a very good talent, but he deserves a longer rope here. Somehow he's going through a rough patch. Maybe if given, but I don't think they should persist with him for all 14 matches if he goes this way. Maybe they can push Narayan up the order. And the problem what is happening with KKR is that they are not getting that enforcer at the top. Both these players are like kind of similar. Even if you see Nitish Rana, right? He was last year, he was getting a good 50 odd and then getting out for a duck. So this time he seemed to make up for it by doing a couple of 50s at the start, and now he's scoring those ducks or getting those lower scores now. So again, the same form of his poor form of him is plaguing KKR now, and I think they can put Narayan at the top now so that he can be that enforcer at the top. Maybe ask him to bat a little freely. Today he got that chance. Maybe he came in to bat at the second over. He could not perform, but if you can put him at the top, ask him to say that you're going to open for us, bat freely, and they can bat Shubman Gill or Nitish Rana maybe at 3. So then one of these can bat a little freely in the as the opener. Shubman Gill can bat a little freely, and Nitish Rana can do what he usually does at number 3. That could potentially solve the problem for. But one problem is that Rahul Tripathi has been doing good at number 3. So where would you bat him? So will you push? If you push him to number 4, the rest of the batting order also gets pushed. So that is a bad sign if you push Narayan at the top.
Yeah, lots of confusion around batting order, etc. for KKR. I want to take a pause and just commend what Pat Cummins did earlier in the day. Obviously, none of us can ignore what's happening outside the IPL. You had Liam Livingston going home because of the bubble situation. Andrew Ty went home. Ashwin has taken a break. You have Kane Richardson, Adam Zampa. A lot of people are taking break. Please do not judge the players by this. Everyone has their own reasons. If they want to be involved, continue with the IPL, they should. Otherwise, there's lots of valid reasons for people to take a break, do what's right for them. And if it's right for them to keep continuing to play, that's what they should do. A word on Pat Cummins. Obviously, he's come forward, acknowledged the situation, Akash, and donated whatever it is, irrespective of the amount. The acknowledgement itself that they are aware of what's happening, and hopefully that statement coming out saying, even if it gives a breather for someone who's isolating at 7:30 p.m., they look forward to the game. Anything they can do to help is appreciated.
Absolutely. I mean, nothing against anybody who wants to not play and support their family. May it be our own Ashwin, or may it be Zampa or Richardson, who are trying to go back to Australia because of their own restrictions back home. So there's nothing against any of these players. Right now, family obviously requires the support which everybody are trying to. But particularly for Pat Cummins, hats off to you, brother. I mean, to stay out here and play and try and entertain the crowd is one thing. But again, trying to help out people with oxygen or whatever necessities they have and contribute towards this thing is another thing. That's the first step towards doing the right thing. And probably following him, many more are going to come up. And hopefully, personally, I would like to see actually BCCI, take out a bit of a revenue, whatever they earn from this IPL, and contribute it towards the necessities for India at the moment. So hopefully, if that can be done, this IPL would have much more meaning than what it's going on through right now.
Yeah, as long as it continues, we're here. We'll talk about cricket. Coming back to cricket again. Syed pointing out Vishak, the young quickies, Mavi and Prasidh, बहुत अच्छा bowling कर रहे हैं ये लोग.
Yes, they're bowling pretty well. Especially Mavi would treasure that wicket of Chris Gale, getting him first ball. That would be like his dream kind of. He would treasure it throughout his career, getting the universe boss out, the legend of T20 cricket. So that would be something it would always be in his mind. And then Prasidh Krishna has been impressive for KKR over the last 2 seasons. Even last year he bowled pretty well. This season he has been pretty even more consistent. After that performance he debuted for India, right? He has been more confident now. He knows where to land the ball, like how to bowl in different situations. So he after going for those couple of sixes, right? He came back right, bowled that slower ball to Jordan and Foxman. So that shows his experience. So he's learning from his experience, and that's a good sign.
प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा मुझे लगता है टेस्ट में बहुत अच्छे बॉलर बन सकते हैं. इससे पहले कि मैं दूसरे कमेंट्स लूं, दो चीज मैं हाईलाइट करना चाहता हूं आकाश. एक तो ऑयन मॉर्गन जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छी पारी के लिए पंजाब के लिए बहुत अच्छे, केकेआर के लिए बहुत अच्छे साइंस है, और दूसरा क्रिस जॉर्डन जो उन्होंने 30 रन बनाए, उससे थोड़ा तो इंटरेस्ट आया मैच में, वरना वो भी नहीं आता. यही दोनों प्लेयर थे जिन्होंने 5 T20 खेले थे जब अहमदाबाद में इंग्लैंड टूर के लेग में हुआ था. तो ये दोनों का खेलना पंजाब के लिए आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि दे विल कंटिन्यू विद क्रिस जॉर्डन एंड ग्रेट साइंस फॉर केकेआर.
एब्सोल्युटली. मुझे तो ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि जॉर्डन पहले मैच से क्यों नहीं खेल रहे. जस्ट बिकॉज आपने 24 करोड़ खर्च कर दिए दो प्लेयर पे, नेसेसरी नहीं है कि आप उन्हीं को खिलाए स्टार्टिंग से. जबकि जॉर्डन के पास एक्सपीरियंस है, वो T20 स्पेशलिस्ट है और खेल चुके हैं IPL में पहले. तो इट वॉज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जॉर्डन शुड हैव बीन पार्ट ऑफ दिस लाइनअप राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. इज अ गुड डेथ बॉलर, shows how handy he is with the bat. They weren't including him, no problem. Now he's back in the team and hopefully he'll continue. As far as Morgan is concerned, and just going back to the Narain factor as well, if you want to bat him as an opener and try and do the experiment again, back again. If not, please don't send him ahead of the likes of Morgan and Russell. It's like literally you're telling them that this guy is capable of batting much better than what Morgan and Russell can do. Russell, with the amount of experience he has, 10 overs, he can change the game completely for Kolkata. So can Morgan, like how he showed today. He stood there like a solid rock, played through the innings, not a single blip in his innings, made sure that they crossed the line when wickets were falling across everywhere. So it is very important that these guys spend more time on the wicket. Don't throw away Narayan's wicket in the middle of the over. Rather, use him at the top or use him at the bottom last 5 balls when you have, just go and slog and come back. Middle overs is not the place for him. But totally agree with you that Jordan and Morgan, brilliant performance today.
सॉरी, ऑफ फील्ड का टॉपिक फिर से थोड़ा ये, बिकॉज ये काफी चर्चा में रहा है. विशाख, काफी लोग सोचते हैं आईपीएल को कंटिन्यू नहीं करना चाहिए, काफी लोग सोचते हैं आईपीएल के कंटिन्यू ना होने से कोई फर्क पड़ेगा क्या. Let people continue, and as one of our friends have pointed out, cricket is showing empathy. That is more useful. Maybe कोई venues जहां बाहर situation बहुत खराब है, वो resources कहीं और use हो सकते हैं, but the powers who potentially can make a decision, it's up to them. But हाँ, जब तक cricket चलेगा, लोग involve होते रहेंगे. But हाँ, I can understand and appreciate people having feelings, because I know at least one person, everyone within our group knows someone who's got impacted badly, or someone's friends, etc. So it's a difficult situation, Vishal.
Definitely, it's a difficult situation. See, a coin has both sides, right? So people can think in two ways as well. Some people might think it's not the right way to do it, but if you see, actually the players are safe. They are in bubble. The players who are involved in this IPL, right? All the ground staff, commentators, and the players, they are safe. Even when they are safe, right? They are not. Some of the players are not secure, as you mentioned about. They are concerned about their families and all. So nothing wrong in going back. If you are not in the right mental space, you need not play. Even Ashwin openly said, right, he is not in the right mental space and he wants to go and support his family at this point of time, which is completely agreeable. So if there could be a situation, if players are not ready, you can stop it. But now, since the tournament has started, I think it should go on, and it wouldn't be good to stop it right away. At least people are getting some entertainment at this bad times. So keeping people engaged with this. But yeah, again, as I said, there are two ways to look at it. And again, places like Delhi can definitely be avoided, where we saw somewhere in news that there is a death every 4 minutes. That is a very horrible stat. So in such kind of places, maybe you can avoid games and push it to some other location where there is a lesser COVID cases.
इसमें किसी के भी ओपिनियन को प्लीज जज मत कीजिए, जैसा चलता है टेक इट डे बाय डे एंड सी हाउ इट इवॉल्व्स, प्लीज जज मत कीजिए किसी को। कमिंग बैक टू क्रिकेट अगेन, आकाश, मलान, काफी लोग कह रहे थे कि मलान को ले लेना चाहिए। आई थिंक दिस इज आदि हुसैन, मलान अगर आ जाएंगे टीम में तो और धीमे कर देंगे बैटिंग रन रेट को, क्या लगता है आपको?
Possible है, but I don't think he'll perform worse than what it's going on with Buran and Gale at the moment. Primarily because he's showed in the past couple of years that he's a good T20 player, new to India, as we could have seen in the India-England series, but he's got used to it in the last couple of months. So probably give him a chance. Let's see how he performs. As I told earlier, he might not perform worse than what Gale and Puran are doing at the moment. And obviously, he's not a liability in the field. He's pretty decent. So I think Malan should be given a chance. Probably maybe shuffle the batting order a bit more. Try and send him to open with Mayank and maybe or Rahul. Either of them can drop down to one down. Please push somebody like Shah Rukh Khan to number 4. Give him the time in the middle, and then he will do his role at the end. Such players need to be groomed. And there's one more player whose setting is not being included, who's Mandeep Singh. He's got the experience of playing in these conditions. He's been there in the past as well. Give him the chance. Probably go with just 3 overseas players, bulk up your bowling attack, because that is what is more important right now. Your batting order can be entirely Indian lineup, as Delhi have shown in the past. Keep an Indian batting lineup, and then try and focus on the bowling attack, getting like the likes of Fabian Allen, who can do both bowling as well as a bit of all-round hitting, Jordan, and probably Enriquez, give him one more game or so, and then let's try something different. Don't go with the same thing that okay, today or tomorrow Gale might perform, today or tomorrow Puran might perform. It isn't happening. Time to change. It's 5 games, couple of more games down the line, you're out if you keep losing the same way.
आज अगर केकेआर हार जाती तो मतलब उनका वापस आना टूर्नामेंट में अब भी काफी मुश्किल है, बट तब तो एकदम ही बेकार हालत हो जाती। एक मुझे बहुत अच्छा चीज लगा कि उन्होंने अपनी टीम को चेंज नहीं किया, उन्होंने ट्रस्ट दिखाया। कोई और टीम होती तो शायद 4-5 चेंज कर देते, पूरे बेंच को खिला देते, बिकॉज रिजल्ट्स उनके साथ नहीं जा रहे। तो ये एक अच्छी चीज लगी। दूसरी चीज टैक्टिकली विशाख, उन्होंने वरुण चक्रवर्ती को पावर प्ले में नहीं खिलाया, और वरुण चक्रवर्ती और सुनील नारायण दोनों टैंडम में 8 ओवर किए। तो ये एक टैक्टिकल चेंज मुझे लगा, बिकॉज पिछले 2 मैचेस में वो 1 ओवर करते थे, विकेट लेते थे, फिर उनको निकाल दिया जाता था। तो ये मुझे काफी अच्छा लगा।
Yes, that was a very good change because they could strangle the opposition in the middle overs. If you see, the middle overs actually make or break the game when a team is batting or bowling. So if you strangle the opposition in the middle overs, then it puts the pressure on the team and they have to go hard at the end. And if you can pick wickets at that stage, right, in the end, teams will struggle. Or even if you have cut down the runs, like what is happening with Mumbai, right? They'll try to go hard and lose wickets. So this middle over space is pretty crucial. The teams which will have good middle overs in this tournament, right? They will be the strongest tournaments, and they will go on. Like I wouldn't say they will go on and win the cup, but they will go a long way.
एक फनी कमेंट आया है आकाश कि रसल जब जब रन आउट होते केकेआर हारता नहीं है, तो अगली बार से तो मतलब उनको हर मैच में ही रन आउट हो जाना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल, केकेआर को मंजूर हुआ कि रसल रन आउट हो जाए, लेकिन 100 मार के रन आउट हो जाए, और उसके लिए उनको ऊपर आना पड़ेगा। नंबर 7-8 पे आके रन आउट हो जाएंगे तो केकेआर डूब जाएगा। इससे अच्छा है कि वो ऊपर आए, अपना काम कर दे, उसके बाद रन आउट होना है तो होके घर चले जाए। But coming back to Vishak's point out there, I think credit must be given to Shivam Mavi today. He controlled brilliantly 4 overs on the trot to bowl the way he did. It was brilliant. That allowed Morgan to make sure that Narayan and Varun Chakravarti bowled in the middle overs. Had he leaked runs, he would have been tempted to give probably Varun or Narayan in the power play as well. So it was very good bowling from Shivam Mavi. Of course, Cummins was there, but Rahul and Mayank, they didn't do much to help themselves either.
अजय पॉइंट कर रहे हैं कि सीएसके ने भी पिछले साल अपने 11 को कंटिन्यू किया। देखिए क्या है, हम लोग तो देखते हैं कि अगर रिजल्ट जाएगी तो हम बोलेंगे अरे वाह बहुत बढ़िया कि आपने टीम चेंज नहीं किया, आपने कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाया लोगों पे। अगर ये आज हार जाती तो मैं कहता कि 5 गेम से आप हार रहे हो, चेंज कर देते, कुछ किसी और को ट्राई कर लेते, वही चीज करोगे तो हारोगे। तो ये तो लक की बात है और परफॉर्मेंस की भी बात है। तो लेट्स क्विकली लुक एट द पॉइंट्स टेबल विशाख। ओके, ये रिफ्रेश हुआ है क्या, एक बार देख लूं। ओके, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स हैव जंप टू नंबर 5। केकेआर फैंस बहुत खुश होंगे विशाख।
Yes, but still it's a long way to go for all the teams, as I mentioned. But if they had lost today, it would have been really difficult for them. It's like one win out of six, and almost they have to win. They can afford to lose only one match after that. So that would have been really tough. Now I think it's a little bit of an okay situation, but not a really good situation. But still, they would want to carry on and win 3 or 4 games on the trot so that they can carry on with the momentum and then see where it goes.
आकाश बिकॉज सुमन ने कह दिया, इनफैक्ट ये सुमन है, मैं कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ, आदि सुमन, बट हाँ सुमन कह रहे पॉइंट्स टेबल मत दिखाओ. एज वी आर ऑन दैट पॉइंट, एसआरएच बॉटम में है, पॉइंट्स टेबल हम लोग तो दिखा रहे हैं, हमारा काम ही यही है. कल डेविड वार्नर का एक जो कमेंट था कि मनीष पांडे को सिलेक्शन लिया नहीं लिया, इसमें कैप्टन का ऐसा लगा कि एसआरएच में डेविड वार्नर की कोई सुनता नहीं है या फिर मैनेजमेंट ही डिसीजन ले रहा है और ये बेचारा अपने देखे खेल रहे हैं. तो मुझे थोड़ा वो ऑड लगा. ऐसा कोई और फ्रेंचाइज में मुझे नहीं लगता है होता होगा.
कैप्टन का वॉइस बहुत मैटर करता है, मेड विद इंटरनेशनल टीम और डोमेस्टिक और आईपीएल टीम्स. सो इट इज वेरी स्ट्रेंज टू हियर दैट कि वार्नर का बात कोई सुन नहीं रहा वहाँ पे. And frankly, he shouldn't have come out so openly as the tournament is progressing. Probably towards the end of the tournament, maybe, yeah, but not right now. It can create more rift. But frankly, it's not right if that's happening, because Warner, with the experience he has and captaining SRH from the past how many years he's done, his voice should matter, and it has to be very strong as well. The way he's looking at the moment, he looks completely off color. Doesn't seem to be happy with whatever the management is doing with him right now. Whatever is the situation, play your best 11, keep these things aside, and then you should see SRH move up the orders slowly.
काफी पेडिग्री, 4 इंटरनेशनल कैप्टन है उनके पास. इतनी पेडिग्री होने के बाद पॉइंट्स टेबल में इतने नीचे होना मुझे थोड़ा सा सरप्राइज करता है. बट ओके, लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू टुमारोज गेम, आरसीबी वर्सेस दिल्ली कैपिटल्स. विशाख, कल तो जो जीतेगा वो टॉप पे आ जाएगा. क्या लगता है आपको, कैसे जाने वाला है कल का गेम?
Definitely, it will be a very good match. It will be an interesting match. So again, it's in Ahmedabad, so we don't know if it's going to be the same pitch or a different pitch. But we cannot expect a really high-scoring game. It will be again 160 to 180-ish kind of a pitch. But it's again, teams have to go a little hard on the power play, and I think Delhi has been doing that pretty well. And RCB with Devdutt Padikkal is showed in the last game that he can go hard in the power play. I think Kohli also should take a cue and release that pressure of Devdutt Padikkal as well. So I think the team which has the better power play and the middle overs will go on and win. Hopefully RCB shows that last game was just a blip and they go to the top of the table.
आकाश, लगता है चेंजेस होने वाले हैं. अजय सोच रहे हैं शायद शाहबाज आ जाएंगे सैनी की जगह पे और फिन एलन को शायद डैन क्रिश्चियन की जगह पे लिया जाए.
Knowing Virat Kohli, there isn't a game wherein he continues playing the same 11, even if it is doing well. They shouldn't have changed the team previously against Chennai, but I seriously feel that they need to change it tomorrow. Saini is completely, he's just coming in and just bowling quick. He's not thinking about his bowling at the moment. So, I'm really not sure why they dropped Shahbaz in the first place. He's very important to the team. He can bat at number 3 as he showed, even if it is a small innings. He can bowl whenever the captain wants. He can field well. He's a very good floating kind of an asset for the team. So bring back Shahbaz. Not too sure Finn Allen will fit into this team because Finn Allen is an opener. And obviously Kohli wouldn't want to step down to number 3. So instead of Finn Allen, I would prefer Rajat Patidar getting one more chance and give him a longer rope. Don't just give him one match and just drop him off. Show some confidence on him and he will show you how good he is. So bring him back at number 3. Bring back Shahbaz. Bring back the same 11 which is doing well for you. Don't have to change much. And considering tomorrow's pitch, again, it's going to be a fresh pitch. Ahmedabad has almost 11 strips. Some of them black soil, some of them red soil. So you never know. It's going to be a bowling wicket again. So have your options open. You have seamers, you have spinners of all varieties. Then you'll be stronger into the game. And please don't write off Harshal Patel just because of one over against Jadeja's brilliance. So you will see him come back strongly tomorrow, and RCB should do well tomorrow.
विशाख, क्विक पॉइंट ऑन दिल्ली कैपिटल्स. जैसे कि अश्विन नहीं रहने वाले, तो ललित यादव डायरेक्ट रिप्लेसमेंट या आपको लगता है किसी और को खिलाएंगे?
I think they will go with Lalit Yadav because now that Akshar Patel is back, right? They wouldn't miss Ashwin that much because Akshar Patel gives you that control in the middle overs. Now Lalit Yadav can bowl around 2 to 3 overs. So that would kind of balance it out. I think if you see in the last game, right, not all the bowlers completed their quota as well. So I think they would go back to Lalit Yadav, expect just to, he can bat as well. If you know, he's a pretty impressive batsman as well. And even if he gives them around 2 to 3 overs, they would be happy with that. And they have Amit Mishra also now. So Amit Mishra has been bowling pretty well. So they don't need that additional spin option. So they might go to Lalit Yadav.
I just have one more player in my mind for tomorrow for Delhi's. If the pitch is going to be the same way like how it played today, I would be tempted to bring back either of Vokes or give a chance to Notke, and probably drop Hetmer and bring back Lalit Yadav, because the pitch has something in it for the bowlers, especially initially. So Vokes had done well before moving to Chennai. So why not get him back, or probably combine Rabada and Notke once again? That should do Delhi a bit of good as well.
काफी इंटरेस्टिंग मैच होगा और मेरे ख्याल से धीरे धीरे तस्वीर क्लियर होने शुरू हो जाएगी कि कौन टॉप 2 का दावेदार है और कौन 3-4 और कौन जो बॉटम में रह जाएगा. एक दो पॉइंट मैं क्विकली मेंशन कर दूं. क्रेड मेंबर्स कैन नाउ डोनेट क्रेड कॉइंस टुवर्ड्स बाइंग ऑक्सीजन कॉन्सेंट्रेटर्स फॉर हॉस्पिटल्स. काफी अच्छा कॉज है ये. आई थिंक their goal is for 1 billion liters, and there have been people within our group who've donated it as well. So thank you so much to all of the people. Before we end, quite an important message. अब जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं, इंडिया में कोविड महामारी का खतरा बढ़ता ही जा रहा है. हर तरफ काफी चिंता करने वाली खबरें आ रही हैं. इस मुश्किल दौर में हम सब आपके साथ हैं. सबको अपने हिस्से की जिम्मेदारी निभानी है. सफाई का ध्यान रखें, मास्क पहने, हाथ सैनिटाइज करें, जरूरत हो तभी बाहर निकले. अगर आप सक्षम है किसी की मदद करने में तो वो जरूर करें. जैसे वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम तेजी पकड़ेगा धीरे धीरे, उम्मीद यही है कि हम इस महामारी से बाहर निकल जाएंगे. वाटर प्लेयर टीम हर उस फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर जो मेडिकल या नॉन मेडिकल फील्ड में है उनको सैल्यूट करता है. और आकाश और विशा, जाते जाते thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back another day, another show. Till then, please take care, be safe, and we'll see you again. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Sanjay. Stay safe.